Welcome to Sumpter Field on this hot afternoon. Beautiful day for baseball. High skies, nice little wind blowing out, 80-some degrees. Nobody's in their alternate jerseys of black or dark purple to bring in a little bit more heat. And we're here for baseball. NWOAL baseball, to be exact, as your 6-4 Bryan Golden Bears hosted 3-4 Liberty Center Tigers. Bryan 1-2 in the NWOAL, Liberty Center 3-3 in the conference this year. We are about 20 minutes away from first pitch here at Ray Sumpter Field. Looking for a good one tonight. Kate Carlin on the mound for the Golden Bears with a 0.00 ERA. So I don't know if you can get much better than that when you're pitching. So Kate's going to be on the mound for the Golden Bears tonight, facing their rival Liberty Center Tigers. It's the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to first pitch. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused. You had the chance to chat with Bryan head coach Corey Walker, and you'll hear that after this timeout on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Here at the Williams County Veterans Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veterans Service Office.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
Here at the Williams County Veterans Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local...
Welcome back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Chris Malenga alongside Coach Corey Walker, the Bryan Golden Bears baseball team. And Coach, 6-4 on the season, but in the league, you guys have struggled just a little bit over the last couple games.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some really, really good pitching in the last couple games with, in my opinion, two Division I arms, and Archibald and Patrick Henry. And we kind of struggle to put the ball in play a lot, and a lot of that credit goes to those two guys. They're that good for a reason.
Yep.
But we got to make adjustments, and we just kind of got to control what we can control here from here on out with the league play and things like that.
And taking a look at least that Patrick Henry score, that was Carter pitched that game, right?
Yes.
That was the game where they scored 5 runs and all 5 were unearned. Is that
right? Right, and that's kind of what we talked about after that game. And it was a little bit the same thing with Archibald, where they didn't really earn a lot of it. Archibald had a big swing. PH had a big swing later on. But it was a lot of what we gave them from an air standpoint, defensively, from walks on the mound in places where we couldn't have them, where they didn't really have to earn a lot of it. They didn't have to hit balls hard. We didn't have to force them to come up in big situations. We just gave them a lot of it, and it's something that we really got to clean up defensively.
And I think you and I have talked over the years that, like, when you put that complete game together, pitching, fielding, hitting, that's when you guys have the most success. But if any one of those three phases struggles, that's when you can run into trouble.
Right, and that's, I mean, we've talked to our guys a lot about it. It's in high school baseball, a lot of times it's not like that one team wins the game. It's that the other team makes a lot of mistakes, and you lose a lot more games than you win. Where you make the mistakes, the other team takes advantage of it, or vice versa. You force the other team to make mistakes. And obviously the last two games, seeing really good pitching, mistakes are amplified, and we saw that because you don't have a lot of opportunities to score in those situations.
Yeah, you see teams that come in, you know, with good records, both in baseball and in softball, and then they run into a pitcher like you guys saw, or Thea Staten in softball, and then it's just totally different situation.
Right, and that's the unique thing about this game is depending on who is on that mound, especially for baseball, depending on who that mound is, it's a completely different team. If a team's got a really, really good arm and they can only throw them once a week and you get to see them, it's a completely different aspect than seeing somebody's 3-4. So to make those adjustments and be able to hit really good pitching, it's something that we got to get better at.
Absolutely. Now you guys welcome Liberty Center to town tonight, and they're sitting at 3-3 on the season. But talk a little bit about how they look to you and that program over there.
With Liberty, again, we're really focused on what we can control and what we're focused on our side of the ball a little bit. But we also know that with Liberty coming over here, they're going to play really hard. They're going to be well coached, and they're going to be athletic. And in every sport, you can see that. You can go watch them. They are really good athletes. So they're going to take advantage of that athleticism when they can. We got to limit mistakes and keep them off the base as much as we can.
When you look at some keys to what could be the difference in this game, or what you guys need to do to win it, what would those look like?
Again, like I said earlier, we got to focus on what we can control.
Okay.
We can't control strike zone. We can't control calls. We can't control if we make plays, but if our pitchers can't control if guys make plays behind them. We got to control what we can control. We got to improve our at-bats. We got to find ways to put the ball in play with 2 strikes. We got to force them to make plays, and then we got to take advantage of mistakes that are out there.
Absolutely. Well, it's always challenging in the league. You never know who you're going to see, and league games are a little bit more amped up, a little more intense than a regular game.
Sure, and that's the thing about our league. We play once, so you get 7 shots, play twice. So you get 7 shots at it. So every game's a little bit more important than if you're playing 14 games in a league play. So every game's important, and obviously we're sitting here at 1-2. But the league is super balanced this year. It could be if we can win out. You never know. So we got to just got to take care of one game at a time here.
We talked a little bit about that earlier. And who are you guys throwing tonight?
Cade Carlin's going to get the start. Cade's been pretty good for us so far this year. This will be his 4th start for us. He has not allowed an earned run yet.
That's good.
So we look for him to just go out there and throw strikes, do what he does on the mound, and we'll play good defense behind him, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. That would be the key. All right. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck today as you face Liberty Center Tigers.
All right. Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you.
All right. This is the pregame show here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We're going to take this time out, come back with more looking at our keys to the game, and also much more on the pregame show here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Welcome back here. Sumpter Field here in Bryan. Today's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andres O'Neill and Lowe Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and the Thiel Supply Center. Well, partner, one of those every year matchups here in the conference. Last time over in Liberty Center, Bryan won 8-4 in April of last year. Why don't we take a look at this young Tigers team?
Yeah, absolutely. Liberty Center Tigers, when you're looking at them this year, they're struggling so far. They're sitting at 3-4 overall. They're 0-3 in the NWOAL, and their coach is Paul
LaPlante.
Paul LaPlante. There we go. They're real young. He's in his 2nd season. They're 14th. They're real young. He said they got 7 new starters, playing a lot of freshmen. And then they had a couple injuries during football season. Liberty Center had, again, a deep football run, and anytime you do that, it kind of, affects all the other sports.
After you and I sitting in a press box looking down at 5 and 6 freshmen on the field for football, my heart doesn't break. The center, we're playing a bunch of freshmen in baseball today, partner.
Absolutely.
But
go ahead.
This Tiger team, and it's in baseball. When you're having a bad season, when you're not off to a good start, the one thing you begin to look for is let's peak in time for the tournament, and so that's what Liberty Center is looking to do.
Yeah, let's look at their last 5 games here for the Tigers. Liberty Center lost at Wauseon most recently, lost to Delta, lost to Swanton, and they won at Antwerp and Springfield. But they're 0-3 in the league, their first 3 league games, and it's a struggle so far. But the Bryan Golden Bears, meanwhile, they've had 2 losses in the league since we did the game last, and those 2 losses, a lot of that stuff happened because of mistakes. Corey Walker's in his 4th season, sitting at 48-39. They're 6-4, 1-2 in the league. Their loss at Patrick Henry and Archbold saw Bryan facing stellar pitching, as Coach said, Division I prospects particularly, but a lot of poor defense or mistakes made, I guess I would say.
Well, and that's one of the things that I was looking at today. It being my first game of the year, I kind of poured over the stats today and saw that the Golden Bears on the season have given up 40 runs, and out of those 40 runs, only 12 of them are earned runs. That says a whole lot about the defense behind your pitchers. And, like Coach was talking about in the pregame, when you get good pitching, you got to make sure that you've got your guys behind them playing defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Cade Carlin tonight, he hasn't given up an earned run this year in his appearances, so Coach is really going to rely on good defense to help Cade here. Let's take a look at their last 5. Again, they had that game against Delta. We won 13-1. That was the last game we covered. In that time frame since then, they beat Maumee 3-0, lost to Archbold 4-3. They were down big in that game, 4-0, and came back, and then again lost to Patrick Henry back earlier this week. So let's take a look at the lead standings, too, just to give you an idea of things here. Archbold and Evergreen at the top.
PH, and again, behind good pitching for them, Swanton Bryan looking there in the middle, Wauseon, Delta, and Liberty Center bringing up the rear. And that's NWOAL action about halfway through the season. So here we go, and it's time to start gearing up and looking for that league title and looking for tournament time.
As Coach mentioned in the pregame show, that if they win out, everybody's got a chance in this league. So
it's exactly
very balanced.
It's it exactly. Let's take a look at today's keys to the game. The Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers has been your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. Constantly remain number 1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all of your real estate needs. Let's take a look first at the visiting Tigers, and what do they need to do, partner?
Well, Coach LaPlante says they want to throw strikes. They want to make the routine play and play with confidence. That's one thing. Anytime baseball is truly a mental game. And, if they can play with confidence, feel like they can beat this Bryan team, he thinks that'll go a long way.
And let's take a look what the Golden Bears need to do to pick up this home win tonight on this beautiful afternoon.
Well, the Golden Bears, Coach Walker said this in the pregame, control what we can control. Control what we can control. We can't control the strike zone. We can't control the umpires. We can't control anything, but we can control how we play. And so they want quality at bats, and then the defense has to get back to fundamentals. There can't be balls being hopped and things like that all over the infield. That is just not the way that you could win that game. So that's one thing that they need to do. It's not to make the fancy
plays, to make the easy plays. And if you make the easy plays, you don't have to make quite so many of those fancy plays. Our game officials tonight, Tri-State Vision Center has been serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs. Our umpires are Chris Fiddler and Chris Dobazuski is how my phone told me to pronounce it.
There you go. So thank you to them. Obviously, you can't do any games unless we have umpires here.
And it's probably a good time to put in our plug that if you're out there and if you're watching and you've got a passion for the game, you got a love for kids, think about going to a class, taking your test, because we need umpires in all the high school sports, or there's going to be no high school sports.
Absolutely. So I think we got back on track. So this has been the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to first pitch. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused. Let's take pregame break 3 and come back with more after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back at the Golden Bears Sports Network, time to look at our pregame weather conditions, sponsored by the Alley Held Herman Memorial Run and Walk. Mark your calendars and lace up your shoes for the 5th annual Alley Held Herman Memorial Run and Walk on Saturday, July 19th at McDonald Rupp Ice Rink. And I honestly think that our
no,
current
that's not right. It's 82 degrees.
May have not updated like they should have. 82
degrees, and the wind is blowing a little bit out to center field at 5 miles an hour. So wind's shouldn't be a factor today.
All right, so there it is. Don't look at what's on the screen, but that's our conditions.
Our starting lineups here today are brought to you by Debbie's Dairy Free, serving you ice cream, soup, sandwiches, and more. Victories taste sweeter with Debbie's. Call ahead with your order, 419-636-5606. But we may need to hit the national anthem first. I believe that everybody's lined up. Oh, nope, they're going to let us go. So, for Liberty Center, their batting order, Isaiah Badenhop leading off, playing second base. Tyler Lay, their DH. Batting second, Caden Kreinbrink at first base. Batting third, Mason Smith at shortstop, batting fourth. Isaiah Orth at third base, batting fifth. Tatum Murdoch, their pitcher, is batting sixth. Will Fitzenreiter behind the plate. Drill Silvius in right field. And Caden Sonnenberg will be bringing up your bottom of the order. And now for our national anthem, brought to you by the Veteran Services of Williams County. All right, we get to the Liberty Center batting order. Let's take a look at this Bryan defense tonight. Your battery, Cade Carlin, as we said, is on the mound. Cam Bukowski is behind the plate. Around the infield, Carter Dominic, Hunter Mulefield, Hunter Watson, and Carter Luce from first to third. In the outfield, going from left to right, Elijah Fry, Mason Welling, and Damian Wolf. And we're about ready for baseball, partner.
Yeah, we are. A couple of those names we've called a lot during football season as well.
You know, I went into my doctor's office here a few weeks ago, and the nurse was like, "You're him." And I'm like, "You've seen me forever." "No, you're him." And I'm like, "Who's him? I've been here forever." She goes, "You're the one that said my son's name a bunch of times." And it was Jace's mom.
There you go. There you go. Well, we're getting ready to get underway. Cade Carlin, your pitcher tonight, and you know, should be a good game. You know, hopefully the Bears can get rid of those defensive miscues that have caused them issues and see where things are.
That'll be good. Cade on the season, 2-0, a 0.00 ERA. You don't get much better than that.
Nope.
Giving up 9 hits, 1 run, none of those earned, 6 walks, 17 strikeouts, and has left 16 on base in 13 innings pitched.
And there went your rundown.
And there went my roster.
That was your lineup card.
Yep. No wind all day, and here we go. We get one little breeze. And
I think we're gonna get it brought up. I
Well,
saw it handed off.
Well, if not, we got the old-fashioned paper in front of us.
There we go, right there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
That makes life a little easier.
Absolutely.
All right. Phone on the lineup card so it doesn't blow away. Batteries on the paper so they don't go anywhere. And we're ready for baseball. Leading off for this Liberty Center team, Isaiah Badenhop coming in, 316 on the season, a 519 on base percentage. The freshman leads it off playing second base.
Beautiful night for baseball. I'll tell you what. Wow.
He doesn't get much better than this. Badenhop bats left-handed, steps into the box.
Didn't get a ton of stat information from Liberty Center. We just got batting orders and on-base percentage, basically. So may have to don't have a ton of insight on these guys.
Well, maybe they're like us and don't hit a whole lot of home runs. So, because we don't think we've had any on the season, do we?
I think we may have one or two.
First pitch from Carlin. Fastball for a strike right down the pike, looking all the way. He blows it right by him. Another fastball. Looks like they not behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher's count right here for Cade Carlin. Gets a sign into the wind. Little bit high for a ball. 1-2. Infield playing normal depth. Outfield a little bit in. Popped in the air between left and center. Left fielder's under it. And that's Elijah Fry. Pulls it in. 1 out.
Well, 1 up, 1 down. It's a good start.
Good start. Brings up Tyler Lay, the DH. He's a senior, batting .316 on the season. Carlin wasted no time. Right back to work. This one up in the air to center field. Over, cutting it off, and makes the catch. Mason Welling out there. Tracking it well off the bat in the outfield tonight.
Liberty Center really working quickly, swinging at first pitches. And
well, you almost have to, because Cade's one of those pitchers, when he's get the ball, he's not going to wait around before he makes the pitch. So you've kind of got to be ready to go. Caden Kreinbrink comes in, their first baseman. First pitch is high to him. He's hitting .318 on the season. .444 on base percentage. Got a couple of walks in there. Hugging the line on first base.
There's your. You can set that there, and that'll be your look. Your look at it. You can pull your box score up there if you need. The technology is wonderful. I used to score every game.
Awesome, isn't it?
And now I don't have to.
2 balls, 1 strike now. We're learning all sorts of stuff up here today as everything keeps evolving from football season through basketball to this. Pitch on the way, fouled up straight back. Glad I parked on the other side. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here to Kreinbrink. Carlin with the windup and the pitch. Chopped foul down the first base line. Count stays 2-2. Another one in the air to center field coming in. Mason's not going to get there this time. Drops in for a single. It is the curse of the broadcaster's jinx. I said how well we were seeing the ball off the bat, and Mason took 2 steps back before he started coming in on that one, and it drops in for a single. Runner on first now with 2 outs. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Mason Smith. The shortstop hitting .158 on the year.
I like Liberty Center's uniform. Both teams were in pinstripes tonight, but Liberty Center's got the cut-off sleeves, like the tank top.
That old black sleeves like the Reds used to have with those vests over top and the red sleeves. Looks good. Nice stop behind the plate for Bukowski as that ball was in the dirt.
Yeah.
Nice move to first base. Keeps Kreinbrink honest. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out here in the top of the first. Big swing and a miss there. You know, you said yesterday watching Thea pitch, we're not sure how many high school boys could hit Thea. With a big long swing like that, you're never going to catch up to her stuff.
Absolutely not.
The look, the pitch. Low and outside. Takes the count to 2-1. Carlin from the stretch, the windup, the pitch, another one up in the air. Got to come shortstop out. Just out of the reach of Watson. Drops in for another blue pit. They haven't hit the ball hard yet, and here we are with 2 guys on.
Yep, absolutely. And, you know, that was definitely a bloop. And Welling came over, Fry came over, and the shortstop, Hunter Watson, also backed up. And so all 3 of them trying to converge on it, nobody could track it down.
Runners on first and second now brings up Isaac Orth, hitting .118 on the season, the third baseman. first and second. They get their leads. Carlin steps off the mound, gets his runners back. Wheels, deals. Going to say a little bit outside for a ball.
Outside.
Our scoreboard bug says Bryan 13, Liberty Center 1. I wish that was the case, but still no score here in the top of the first.
Here, I will clear that away.
Another one high. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Runners on first and second, a little bit of trouble for the Bears. Infield's playing back at their normal depth, just making sure to get the easy out. The kick, the pitch. Throw back to first base, and they got him cut off. Really good play there, Bukowski. Got him in the rundown. And
he got him.
Missed the tag.
Oh, my goodness.
Had the pick off, and Cade misses the
miss
tag
the
as he goes around him.
Coach Walker wants to look at that. I don't know how that dude was even in position to see that.
I don't have any idea.
I think he had him.
And I'm not sure that they can go to the replay booth and look at our replay, can they?
No, they cannot.
And I think he's wondering about a baseline thing. How far was he out of the baseline to get back to the bag?
Interesting.
Yep. You see him motioning out and around. He's saying that Mason Smith went back around and had to go out of the baseline. Umpire disagrees. Little discussion. But here we go. Now we've got a little bit of trouble. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners now on first and third. 2 outs.
Cam Bukowski's going to have to be a wall back there right now because anything that's past him is going to score a run.
Now's the time. You just got to, if you're the pitcher, you just got to focus on the hitter. You got 2 outs. You get the hitter. You get out of the inning, and you get up and get your licks. Carlin still pitching out of the stretch. Makes a move to first. Smith gets back. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike. Takes count to 3-1. From the stretch, Carlin kicks and delivers. Gets another strike. Both of them looking. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Everybody's going to be on their way. The pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 3. Cade gets him out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. That brings us to the end of the first half inning. Your score, Liberty Center nothing. Bryan coming to bat.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Welcome back here to Bryan. Let's look at our lineups brought to you today by Debbie's Dairy Freeze. Serving you ice cream, soup, sandwiches, and more. Victories taste sweeter with Debbie's. Call ahead with your order, 419-636-5606. For the Golden Bears, Carter Luce leading off, playing third.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create,
there we go,
Carter Dominic,
a safe space.
Batting third, Cam Bukowski behind the plate batting fourth, Cade Carlin, the pitcher, batting fifth, Jacob Uran playing DH tonight, Hunter Watson at short, Elijah Fry batting eighth, and Hunter Mulefield batting ninth for the Golden Bears. On the mound for Liberty Center, freshman Tatum Murdoch. Let's look around their defense. Your battery, Murdoch and Fitzenreiter, Brian Brink, Baden, Hop, Smith, and Orth around the infield, first to third. In the outfield, left to right, Heath Atkinson, Caden Sonnenberg, and Drew Silvius. Luce coming in batting .486 on the season. Not sure what the record is on Murdoch or what to look for. Little huddle behind the mound, get things started. The right-hander steps up onto the rubber. Playing loose, really in at third base. Rest of the infield normal, third base creeping in. Loose, chopper to second, and it goes through. Right under Badenhop's glove.
Well, that's an error if I've ever seen one.
That's an error. Mason Welling coming up, the lefty senior, hitting .200 on the season. Now let's see what Bryan can do about moving around guys on the base path. Not a bad move there from the righty.
No. He's got a quick move to first.
Quick move to first. Again, third baseman playing really far in, looking for the bunt. The pitch. That was a strike.
Yep.
And that may have been the slowest baseball pitch I have seen in a long time. What a changeup.
61 miles
an hour. Definitely took something off of that one. Went for the bunt. Now they're going to throw behind the runner. We got aggressive catchers here tonight.
You do.
No balls and 2 strikes for Welling on the season. Comes up with 4 hits on the year. 0-2, third baseman going to play back. Not worried about the bunt here. Pitch is on the way. Grounded up the middle. Through the middle of the infield. That one, the shortstop couldn't quite get it. That's going to be a hit. Puts runners at first and second. Brings up Carter Dominic. 370 on the season, 4 RBIs.
That was a nice job by the shortstop coming over to make a dive there.
It was good if he had got the ball, trying to get off his, after the full stretch, trying to get up and make the throw, but it was really good hustle. The big righty steps in for the Golden Bears. Pitch way high, gets away, going to be a wild pitch, going to move it. Pitch way high, gets away, going to be a wild pitch, going to move everybody up 1 base. Thought we talked about that when we had the runner on third, and it's, you know, it's tough to be a catcher back there.
Yep.
And it's interesting. I think it's one of those freshman pitcher things. If you notice, when Murdoch was in the middle of his windup, he actually looked back to second base. The windup, the pitch. High to right field. That should be deep enough to score a run. Throw. The tag. Going to be in up easy. Well, took the slide anyway. Sacrifice fly. 1 run in for the Golden Bears. It's one of the things that watching this Liberty Center team warm up before the game, one thing I noticed is we can run on their outfield. I didn't see anybody with a big arm that I'd be afraid of.
Absolutely, and even that throw into the cutoff man didn't look very, very solid.
Cam Bukowski, the catcher, steps in, hitting .185. Has a duck on the pond on third base with 1 out. Bryan got 1 in here in this first inning. First pitch in for a ball. Again, not a lot of speed, 65 miles an hour. Not used to seeing righties throwing such slow pitches. You normally see lefties throwing that move and junk ball stuff. Brought a little bit of heat that time. Off the mound is going to be a single up the middle and is going to drive in 1. Nice piece of hitting there by Cam.
Yeah, and that had a big bounce right behind the pitcher and made it nearly impossible for the second baseman to make any sort of play whatsoever.
Brings up the pitcher, Cade Carlin, 265 on the season. Leads the Golden Bears with 7 stolen bases. Bring that familiar number 9. Drops down a bunt, a perfect bunt, and there's nobody that's going to get Cade on this one. What a perfect bunt. And he couldn't have rolled that one out there any better.
You could not have. He did a nice job there, laid it down, didn't take a big hop, kind of died there in the middle of the grass.
Brings up Jacob Uran on the season, the DH. No hits this year for Jacob. The punter, the kicker, the defensive end, the tight end, Mr. Everything in football. Get him on track here in baseball to keep this rally going. 2 on, 1 out, 2 in for the Golden Bears here in the bottom of the first. The pitch. 62-mile-an-hour curveball in for a strike.
And I tell you what, that pitch came in and then the bottom dropped out.
It did. It did. It may have been a curveball, may have been a changeup. I'm not sure, but it definitely dropped out. Pitch is on the way. Another big hopper. Everybody's got to go. Got the force out at third. A little bit of a base running error on that high hop. 2 out on that fielder's choice. Hunter Watson comes in hitting .258 on the season, the shortstop. 4 RBIs and has some runners out there for him. The pitch, tapped foul. Not sure if Watson is always this far forward in the box or if it's just with the speed he's moved up a little bit. Swing and a miss there on that pitch. Brings up no balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here for the Golden Bears, 2 in this inning, 3 hits. Runners going. That was going to be fouled off. Put a little hit and run on there.
Yeah. He just fouled it a little bit.
I wonder if that was a set play or if with Cade's speed he's just got the green light to go if he thinks he's got a chance. He had a huge jump. And that's going to be a big swing and a miss. Brings us to the end of the inning. Bryan puts 2 to the plate, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. The end of 1 complete. Your Golden Bears 2, Liberty Center nothing on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Well, partner, it's not a bad first inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Maybe could have had more without a base running error in there, but hey, a 2-0 lead, that's what we need.
Yeah, and especially key to get out of the first inning. You had 2 outs quickly at the top of the first, and then you got some base runners, and, nice job by Carlin to dig and get out of that.
You kind of look at the 2 teams. I don't think, except for Carter's fly ball, the sacrifice fly, I don't think Bryan had a ball that went more than about 3 feet before it hit the ground. And everything for Liberty Center was just these shallow pop-ups all day long. Murdoch, the pitcher, will be leading things off here as we get to the bottom half of the order for the Tigers. He's hitting .158 on the season. Not a whole lot of hitting when you go down this Liberty Center lineup. From 4 down, there's only 1 person hitting over 200, and that's their center fielder, Caden Sonnenberg, batting 9th. Still, the flag is pretty much still in center field. We got a little breeze, but there's not much going out there.
It's nice because it's not 20, 30-mile-an-hour winds, which is the last several games I've done.
Yeah, those wonderful games in the outfield where the ball goes up and you're like, is it going to go to the fence or is it not going to leave the infield?
And we can't have any outfield cameras because they're going to blow over.
First pitch. Another one popped up in the infield. Hunter Mulefield under at second base. One down. One pitch, one out.
Well, this is how the last inning started.
Brings up Will Fitzenreiter, the senior catcher, hitting .095 on the season. Carlin wastes no time, 76 mile an hour right to the mitt. No balls, one strike. One out here in the bottom of the top of the second inning. Now I'm a little bit low. 1-1. Missed a little bit high on that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pop straight up, going to make it out of play. Evens the count at 2-2. The wind, the pitch. A little bit outside and low. Full count. Threw that one about 60 feet 2 inches instead of 60 feet 6 inches. Puts him on base. And from a pitcher, that's frustrating. When you have a guy that's only hitting .095 in the season and you give him a free one.
And again, we talked at the beginning, Cade Carlin has no earned runs, and it's all defensive and little mistakes.
You know, only walked 6 in 13 innings. That's walked 7 here in his 15th inning pitched. Another quick move over to first base. And Fitzenreiter crawls back in. Drew Silvius up the right fielder, freshman hitting .125 on the season. Fastball looked like right down the middle. 1 strike. Fitzenreiter gets his lead at first, not a big one. The kick, the pitch. Goes to make the bunt.
Called a strike.
Called it a strike. Pitchers count now. No balls, 2 strikes. Cade from the stretch, steps off. A little bit of mind game with Fitzenreiter over there at first base.
He's got a pretty decent lead, too.
Pitch swung on a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout. A Welling Construction strikeout, 3rd generation, family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712. Brings up the bottom of the order, Caden Sonnenberg in center field, hitting .214. 2 outs here in the inning. The wind and the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Our main stop scoreboard open when you need them. You're always near a main stop with Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. 2-0 Bryan here in the top of the second inning. 2 outs for Liberty Center. Ooh, that one missed just a little bit. Cade's wondering where it was too. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The stretch. The kick. Brought that one in at the letters for a strike. Took a little bit off that one, 68 miles an hour, a little spinner. 1-2, 2 out. The pitch straight up. Third baseman over in foul territory. Carter Luce is under it. Brings it in. And that brings us to the middle of the second. 2-0 Golden Bears on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that family is at the heart of everything we do.
Being family-owned and family-focused is not just a slogan for us, it's a way of life. We walk alongside you during life's most challenging moments, providing a guiding hand and a shoulder to lean on.
With heartfelt care and attention to detail, we tailor each service to honor the life and the memories of your loved one. We treat you like family because your journey is our journey.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Welcome back here to Sumpter Field. Bryan leading this one 2-0 as they come up here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 runs for Bryan in the first. No long ball. It was little ball baseball.
I wonder if we've got some changes or something, because the first base umpire is over talking to the Bryan first base coach, and he looks to be writing something down. You see that?
I do.
I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. Fry is up, so it wouldn't be anything like catcher, pitcher, pinch runner if they get on. No idea.
Not sure. I guess we'll see. But if he's the crew chief, that'd be the right call, taking any lineup changes into him. Don't see any changes out there for Liberty Center that we would be getting informed by.
No.
Sure felt like a little bit more than 7 pitches in their warm-up.
I also think you'll be able to steal on the catcher.
Well, and especially when you've got a pitcher, I don't think he's broken 70 miles an hour yet. So you got a big kick, a slow pitch coming in. You're going to have an amazing pop time and a perfect throw to get just about anybody, I would think.
Yep.
Elijah Fry stepping in, the senior left fielder, hitting .400 on the season. Again, creeping in third base, big swing and a miss for his first strike. Fry up, Mulefield on deck, and loose in the hole. Through nice little seeing eye single right up the middle again. Bryan's been going right back to the box.
Yep.
Fry gets on, leadoff single, brings up Hunter Mulefield, the left fielder, hitting .235 on the year.
Well, Mulefield is, he's at second base today. He's been right field. He's kind of that kid that can play anywhere, and the senior has also got some speed on the base pass. So right now you have Fry, who's very fast. He doesn't have a stolen base on this season yet, but he is pretty fast. And then you've got Mulefield as well that is speedy. So if you get a couple of these guys on, we could have some fun on the base pass.
Nice move. He's got a really nice move. I think he's got a quicker ball to first base than he does to home plate. Fry gets his lead. 1 foot at the cutout. That's how you know it's a good lead, and he's going with the bunt. Mulefield down the line. Nice sacrifice. Gives himself up, moves a runner into scoring position. Carter Luce comes up, 1 for 1. Or 0 for 1. He got in on the air to lead off the game. The air on the second baseman. Lefty steps in. Fry now at second base. Pitch, fly ball down the left field line in foul territory. Long run for the third baseman who can't get there. Nice effort by Orth. Couldn't quite track that one in. NWOAL's 1 strike, 1 out. As Carter Luce digs in. Pitch is high. 1-1. The wind, the pitch. On the ground, back to the pitcher. Looks back the runner. And we're going to go to third. Ball gets away. Going to score on the air. Aggressive base running, challenging the arms, steal a run.
That's how you do it. You manufacture these runs. Now he got him at first, so that would be 2 down.
It's going to be a fielder's choice. We got 2 outs. Another error on the plate, allow the runner to score. Seeing who they give the error to. So base is empty for Mason Welling. The center fielder 1 for 1 today.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Welcome back here to Sumpter Field. They gave the error on the throw to Kreinbrink to allow the runner to score in the bottom of the second. 3-0, Golden Bears.
So for Liberty Center, no runs on 2 hits, 2 errors for the Golden Bears, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors.
We talked at the beginning of the game about the Golden Bears not hurting themselves with errors. Center's given up 2 runs on errors this game. But again, that's what we talked about. I haven't seen great arms out there for center, and if you don't have a great arm, you challenge him. You make him make the perfect throw. Brings up the top of the order, Isaiah Badenhop. Flew out in the first. 35 pitches so far for Cade through 2 innings. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, and it's going to be a ball high. Going to take that one a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Infield back at their normal depth. So that one came in a little high. 3 balls, no strikes to Badenhop. Carlin wheels and deals. That's one right down the main street. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cade gets a sign, quickly works. Going to be a grounder right back to him. A 1-3 put out for the Golden Bears for the first out in the inning. Something pretty special when you've got an athlete out there who can field his position at the pitcher's mound. We've seen 2 good plays by the pitchers in this one. Brings up Tyler Lay, the senior DH. He flew out in the first as well. Going to look at that spinner for a strike. The kick and the pitch on the ground to second. Gobbled up, still has time. Nice play out there. Mulefield stuck with it, gave a little bit of bobble, still had plenty of time. Didn't hurry himself, made a nice throw, got the speedy Lay to bring 2 outs. Kreinbrink steps in. 1 for 1 for Kreinbrink. He started off the hitting for another one right to Mulefield. This is going to be a quick inning, y'all, and that's it. We're at the middle of the 3rd inning, and it's still Bryan 3, Liberty Center nothing here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
We are going to the bottom of the third inning. Your Golden Bears, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Liberty Center. On our main stop scoreboard, open when you need them. Always near a main stop. Thursday, every Thursday. And if my mathing is mathing, today's Thursday. You also get yourself out to main stop for a Thursday. Normally, I'm up here broadcasting on a Friday night, and I miss it.
You're here now.
I'm here for a Thursday. May have to go get a Thirsty Thursday deal from main stop on my way back. Always have to sit there and make that announcement, 4 or 5 times during a home football game on a Friday night and go, I don't get to take advantage of this. Carter Dominic leading off for the Golden Bears. And I'll tell you what, as one of these old Gen Xer guys, hearing Ballroom Blitz playing between innings brings back some memories. Dominic sacrifice fly drove in 1 in the first inning for his 5th RBI on the year. Steps off the mound looking for another set of signs. Skipping, 1-1. Skipping, 1-1. Cade had 43 pitches through his third inning. Murdoch is at 23 now with nobody out here in the third. Little slow curveball for a strike. Ripped through the hole. Another little base hit for the Golden Bears, getting things going. Hit into left field. Carter takes a wide turn. Trots back to first base. Leadoff single for the Golden Bears. Getting things moving here again in the third. Brings up Cam Bukowski to the plate. 1 for 1 with an RBI for Cam in the first inning. His 3rd RBI on the season. Sophomore digs in. The freshman on the mound. This is a battle we're going to see for a couple of more years. And Murdoch steps off. Carter gets the 5th hit for the Golden Bears here today. The line, the pitch, outside, ball 1. Here's out the stretch, the kick and the pitch. Hops in, gets away from the catcher. Going to put Carter to second base. Wild pitch. Runners in scoring position. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Bryan leading this one 3-0. Well, they called it a pass ball, not a wild pitch. I thought it skipped up there. And as a former catcher, I protest. 3 balls, no strikes. See if they give him the green light if he gets good. Nice move back to second. Carter had to scramble back, didn't go to the dirt. You can tell that's a senior. I'm just going to step in here with my long legs and call it good. Again, waiting for the 3-0 delivery. I'm going to lose him. Walks him outside, ball 4. First walk of the game. Brings up Cade Carlin. Carlin was 1 for 1 in the first inning. Runners on first and second. Nobody out here for the Golden Bears, leading this one 3-0. The pitch, Carlin got on a perfect bunt in the first inning. Tapped it in. He couldn't have rolled it out any better down the third base line, beat it out.
See if they do that again.
1 ball, no strike. That's 5 straight balls. They put on a play. Third baseman charges, shortstop goes, and the second baseman tries to sneak in behind Carter. He was only about a step off the bag. He was having none of it.
Doing it again.
And this one ripped into the gap.
Like, I'm just going to rip it.
That is going to be trouble, as it's going to get almost to the fence. 1 run in, 2 runs in. They're going to stop Cade at second base with a double. 2-out double for Cade Carlin, the pitcher helping himself. Going to make it 5-0 Golden Bears. And again, if you looked at the way the outfield was set up, you had the third baseman charge and the shortstop running to third, and the left fielder was so far on the line in case something got over their head. You had a huge gap out there. Perfect hitting by Cade.
Yeah, and he gave that one a ride. Off the bat, you could tell that was going to be deep. And he might have been able to get to third on the throw because they did throw it.
I think if he wouldn't have slid, partner, he'd have been able to keep going to third. He was being waved for a while. Brings up Jacob Uran. Be nice for him to get his first hit of the year here, pick up an RBI. Carlin dances off second. Big, slow breaking ball, stays high. 2 balls, no strikes. Out of the last 7 pitches, 6 of them have been balls and 1 of them was drilled. The wheel and the deal.
Outside again.
That's 3-0. Again, see if they're going to give the green light. And Carlin's going, and it's popped over the shortstop. Didn't get over his head. Going to be an easy double play. Put on a little bit of action there and just popped out. I thought for a minute with the shortstop breaking, it may sneak in there. So a 6-4 double play that Jacob pops into. Hey, I know you got the green light, but where are you going, buddy? It was 3-0. 5-0 here now. Again, another ball. Murdoch having control issues in this one. Hunter Watson up. Now we get a strike. First strike in a few pitches for Murdoch. Third baseman in, respecting the speed. The wind up the pitch. Again, another ball high. There's a little bit of action down in the Liberty Center bullpen. This may be the last inning for the freshman. That one skied into right field. Right fielder is going to crawl under it. Nice play out there by Drew Silvius to bring us to the end of 3. But the Golden Bears get 2 runs that inning. At the end of 3, your Golden Bears 5, Liberty Center nothing here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Mason Smith will lead things off here for Liberty Center. I'm not sure what the conversation was there between last inning between the umpire and the coach. I didn't see any changes for Bryan. I've seen nothing for Liberty Center. They do have a big righty up in the bullpen. Looks like he's getting loose in a little bit of a hurry.
Yeah, I think that you got a freshman pitcher. You know what I mean? He's got probably a short leash.
Yeah,
especially
and,
after you get up 5 runs.
It's also a warm day. And like you said, these guys aren't used to being out here on warm days.
Nope.
But I will say, I love these uniforms, but I'm glad it's not football because the numbers are really hard to see at a distance. I'm trying to look and see who's out there in the bullpen, and all I see is gray. See if the camera can get a look at the number as he's walking in, and there's no numbers on the front of their
Nothing
jerseys.
the
Of course there's not.
Nope.
Because why would there be?
Why would there be indeed?
In the words of Bobby Bowden, dadgummit.
Well, why would they want to help? And why would anybody want to help out a broadcaster?
Pitch high to Mason Smith. And one would think that with Liberty Center, with their broadcast setup they got, that they'd want to help their broadcasters.
It's true. Absolutely true.
Second pitch, again, high. 2 balls, no strikes. Third one, same place, all of them up the eyes. 3-0. Going to walk him in 4 pitches. First walk of the day for Cade. So that was Braxton Light, number 11, out in the bullpen. Got a bunt, going to lay one down. Nice sacrifice, take the easy play. With the big lead, don't have to risk throwing it away, took the easy out. Runner goes to second on a nice bunt.
Getting off the mound quickly to throw him out there.
He did. It's just, what a blessing to have an athletic pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Brings up Murdoch. They're not going to pinch hit for him. The stretch and the pitch. Going to be a hopper to shortstop. Going to have to hurry. Doesn't get him. Watson was over trying to cover second base. Didn't get good footing when he picked the ball up. And Murdoch was hustling down the first base line. Going to give him an infield hit.
Now you have one out with runners at first and second, so Bears need to be careful here.
Fitzenreiter up. He walked in the first. Cade's got that move down. Able to pick the leg up and kind of turn without going into a balk movement. The wind and the pitch. This one high as well. Runners at first and second, one down, infield, a double play depth. This one's going to miss low. The wind of the pitch. There's a strike at the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Make the easy play. The run doesn't matter with a 5-0 lead. Just make the easy play. If the ball gets hit to you,
step on a bag. That's all you got to do.
Outfield is playing really in center field and in right. Big cut, fouled straight back, 2-2. It's two really good pitches after a few that were off the mark for Cade in this inning. Gets the sign. Out of the stretch. The pitch. Curveball stayed high. Full count. 3-2, 1 out, 2 on. The wind and the pitch. Lost him. Ball high again. Bases loaded now with 1 out. Drew Sylvia's coming up, hitting 125 on the season. It was a strikeout his first time up. Infield playing back. Willing to concede the run to take the out. Pitch, big swing and a miss for a strike. Smith was pretty far down the line. We'll see if Bukowski decides to throw behind him here on one of these little plays. The sign, the stretch. Here's the pitch. Squeeze play is on. Take the easy out at first base. 1-3, but Liberty Center gets on the board. Well executed squeeze play. Sonnenberg up 2-14. Now there's runners on second and third with 2 outs. Again, another ball high. 3 walks on the day for Cade, 2 strikeouts. He wheels and he deals. That's going to be a strike. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Golden Bears. 1-3-2 for Liberty Center as they bat here in the top half of the 4th. Nice play by Bukowski right there. Two balls, 1 strike. The wind, the pitch. Could be another ball high. 3-1.
That one looked really outside too.
Fourth walk on the day for Cade, the 3rd this inning. Takes him back to the top of the order. Isaiah Badenhop comes up, 0 for 2 on the day.
Liberty's got another pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Or is that the same one?
I'm not sure, because the
guy that was protecting didn't protect very well.
No, that ball is way down the first base line. Want to get this one here. Take the easy out.
That's a problem right there.
And that's going to be, ball was high and away. Run's going to come in. See what they're going to call it. Call that one a wild pitch.
Nobody up in the Bryan pen as of yet. So they're ride with Carlin for right now.
Runners now on second and third, 2 outs. A second run in for Liberty Center. 5-2 here, Bryan. 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Cade wheels. Misses low with this one inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Wheels and deals. Nice pitch that time. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch grounded into the hole at first. Carter gets it, and 2 runs score as Cade doesn't get to the bag in time. And then just a little bit of a lapse as the runner scored all the way from second. 4 runs this inning, giving him a hit on the play. Brings up Tyler Lay. 1 on, 2 out, 4 runs in. Misses again. Now someone's going to the bullpen for the Golden Bears. Wheels and Deals going to call that one a strike. 1-1. Lay 0 for 2 on the day. That one gave Cade a little bit of a gift that time.
Yep.
That one was up in the eyeballs.
It was above, it looked like almost above his helmet.
I was thinking it was going for a volleyball spike there instead of a swing because that one was up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 2 outs. Just missed. 2-2. Try to take something off of that one, put it right back up there at the eyeballs. I'll see if he'd go for this one too. Bryan just needs to get out of the inning, get back into the dugout, get a few at-bats. Misses again, full count. 3-2, 2 out. Runner's going to be on the move from first base.
Trying to get who that pitcher is warming up.
And going to strike him out looking. Welling Construction, a 3rd-generation family-owned general contractor, specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712. Liberty Center gets 4 in the 4th. 5-4 Bryan going to the bottom of the 4th on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Well, partner, that was an inning where I'm glad we got out of it. Just no balls were hit really hard.
Nope.
A couple of walks, a little bit of a brain cramp, and 4 runs come in.
Yeah, and, some base running, you get guys coming where you're being indifferent on the base paths, and, that just like you said, 4 in.
And with the runs in, Murdoch comes out to start the inning. Not sure how long he'll stay. Bryan's got a lefty up in the bullpen. Looks like he's about ready out there. Fry comes in for the Golden Bears. 1 for 1 in the ball game. Again, third baseman playing far in for Liberty Center. Pitch skips in, ball 1. This one, little slow breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, this one again, low, ball 2. A little bit of a shrug that time from Fitzenrider. Wind up pitch, scoop down the first base line, stays fair. That's going to be 2 bases. Didn't hit it very far, but hit the chalk on the way down the first base line. Nice double to start things out for Elijah Fry.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but he got 2 bases out of it.
You know what? In the paper tomorrow, it's going to say double. That's all that counts, right?
For sure, absolutely.
You know, that's when you go into school tomorrow and go, did you see me lace that one off the right field wall?
He placed that exactly where he needed to place it.
It was perfect. Ball inside to Mulefield. When I saw that one leave the bat, I thought it looked like a slow pitch softball hit. Someone trying to just curve it into the chalk, and he did just that. Say he didn't go. I thought for sure that he was running up to make the bunt, almost like a softball bunt.
Yeah.
He said he kept it back.
I don't know how, but we'll take it.
We'll take it. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on second, and now we've got a mound visit.
And our mound visits today are sponsored by...
Just like a mound visit can stop the game, unexpected plumbing problems can halt your day. Don't let old lead water lines or broken sewer laterals throw you a curveball. For reliable inspection, call S&S Directional Boring at 419-630-0726. I've been waiting all day for that one.
Absolutely. In baseball, there's a little bit more mound visits than softball, and you got Thea Staten on the mound, so we've had to get creative with our S&S Directional Boring sponsorship for softball.
Yeah, I mean, there's just nobody that's the way Thea's throws.
Gavin Pittman is the player in the bullpen. I couldn't tell it was Uran or Pittman, so.
Play back to second, he gets back. There's a lot of movement from this Liberty Center team when you get a guy on second base and a little bit of speed at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes to Muhlfeld. The wind and the pitch. Grounded to third, and it's going to be a fair ball.
Did he call it a foul ball?
He called it a foul ball. I thought he touched it in fair territory.
So did I.
Because that would have been the 3rd error on
it would have been.
Liberty Center. Two balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Runner on second. Leadoff double for Fry.
You see Pittman warming up there in the pen.
Going to be another ball. Pitch on the way, ripped through the hole at short into left field. Going to hold Fry at third base. Had to wait to see if the ball got through. Runners on the corners.
It's the 8th hit of the evening for the Bears.
The offense has been looking pretty good.
Yeah. They just need to get some crossing the plate again. A chance here with nobody out.
The big lefty in, running from first base, not even a throw to second. Going to let him have it uncontested. That tells you everything you need to know about your catcher's arm and your confidence in making a tough play. Spins out of the way. 1-1.
Shadow's starting to creep in a little bit.
Ooh. Smoked into left field. It's going to hit the gap. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs going to score. It's going to be a big double. Carter Luce rips one into the gap.
Again, when it came off the bat, it looked good.
It did. And for visiting teams here to Sumpter Field, one of the things I noticed walking around before the game, you got really thick grass. So if you play deep, you got a chance that just a ground ball is going to stop and you can't get them before a double. But if you play shallow, you see what has happened twice.
Oh, it hit him.
Ball gets away. This is going to scoot down to third base.
Got out of the way. By the way, the pitcher in the bullpen is Braxton Light. He's the same pitcher as warming up before, currently warming up again for Liberty.
With nobody out and 2 in and a runner on third this one, this may be the last batter. The bullpen catcher's on one knee looking in. Big swing and a miss that time by Mason Welling. Welling 1 for 2 on the night. The pitch, our own little version of a squeeze, but that one's going to go foul. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, 2 runs across the plate here in the third for the Golden Bears. Takes the close one, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 straight hits.
That's the second pitch that's come in on Welling pretty close.
Yeah. 3 straight hits to open the inning for the Golden Bears. Runner on third, nobody out. Holds off on that one. He wanted it. Drops out of the zone, going to take it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Pitch grounded to third. See if they're going to come home. No, they're going to try to go to first, and they don't get him. Ball gets away, goes to the fence. Going to put Mason into second base. And they give an error on the play.
Three runs already in here in the inning, so the Bears have answered the 4-run burst by the Tigers.
And a runner in scoring position on the error. Carter's going to take a ball. Carter Dominic comes in 1 for 1. 1 RBI. Or on that play on Orth, the third baseman. The wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. They backed up on Carter a little bit this time. Outfield's not quite so shallow. The wind of the pitch, smoked into center field. Center fielder's coming strong, doesn't get it. Makes a diving stop, goes around him. Carter's going to get to second. They're going to bring him to third. Here comes the throw. He's in with a 3-base hit. Oh, they give an error on the center fielder.
They gave an error on the center fielder.
They gave an error on the center fielder instead of a triple to Carter. That's That's away scoring. I'm waiting to see. No, they're giving the triple here.
Okay, I was gonna say
they still
and they've changed it now, or they at
okay.
least they put a hit and an error.
The official stats is a triple.
I was gonna say, I don't care what the official stats say. That's a triple.
You don't get a triple very often. I'm taking a triple when I can get it.
Absolutely.
So Bryan answers the 4 with their own 4 here in the 4th with nobody out. You know, I'm going to take my hat off here to Fitzenreiter, the senior going out to calm down his freshman pitcher. You can see that he's frustrated. He's not got a lot of defensive help behind him. Going out and having a little conversation, just calm him down a bit. Bukowski looks, fouls it off. He's 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI and a walk. Ball's going to be a little outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Popped up, foul, out of play.
I tell you what, Braxton Light has been out there so long, it's like
Yeah.
he's thrown a complete game out there in the bullpen.
He's thrown about 3 innings of bullpen work.
I got to believe that if Bukowski gets on without an out here, that he's going to be done.
And I think it's not only he needs to be done for the sake of the game, he needs to be done for the sake of you know, the mental aspects of it. Sitting out there and just getting beat around is tough to do. You know, as guys who have been the dads of 2 goalies in soccer, there are times you got to take your goalie out, not because it's the goalie's fault.
Right.
Going to be a sky high on the infield, shortstop under it, makes the catch. Smith moved over, made the catch. Brings up Cade Carlin. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a double and 2 RBIs. Helped himself last at bat. Another ball. It's up to 67 pitches for Murdoch here tonight. .39 strikes. Ball high. 2-0.
Umpire thought about calling that a strike.
He did. Looks like one of the coaches is jogging down to the bullpen, seeing if he's ready. Like, dude, I've been out here for 45 minutes. I'm ready. Missed that one low. Bounce to second. High hop gets over the second baseman's head. Carlin's going to be on first base.
All right,
man, that
one
was
I'm
a
giving
wicked
it
hop.
I'm giving that one an error.
That looked like an error to me, but that was a wicked hop.
It was. They gave him a hit, though.
Gave him a hit?
At least on the scoreboard. Did they give
Scoreboard here, too.
All right.
And that's going to be it as we get another mound visit, and this mound visit is going to lead to a pitching change. Just like a mound visit can stop the game, unexpected plumbing problems can halt your day. Don't let lead water lines or broken sewer laterals throw you a curveball. For a reliable inspection, call S&S Directional Boring, 419-630-0726. We can get them in today since you can't get them in during softball.
That's right, absolutely. Want to throw a quick break out there? While
we can throw one while the pitcher's coming in to warm up. Why don't we throw one out there real quick, a 30-second break on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Welcome back.
Braxton Light is your pitcher. He's a junior. He's your new pitcher. I know nothing about him. We don't know his win-loss record. Is he all right? We don't know anything.
No anything. Well, he just gives the glove away, so you know he throws a fastball. We'll see what else he's got at his repertoire as he's warming up.
Game today being brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veterans Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. Thank you to all of our sponsors, both on the radio station Q96.5 and here. And keep up with all the Bryan sports action by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Get notified when we go on the air for each game too. Head to youtube.com/Bryan Sports and hit the subscribe button.
And hit the bell.
Yep.
Hit notifications.
Hit the bell and get notifications. Absolutely. We've got a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
In addition to sports, a lot of stuff streaming. Had elementary music concerts this week. We got multiple band concerts coming up, orchestra concerts, choir concerts, ABC Awards, scholarship night, and then our big broadcast of the year, which is graduation. You know, that's a huge multi-camera affair. And this year, Dave, I'm on the stage to hand my son his diploma with
that's
my wife,
awesome.
which means for the first time in 19 years maybe, I will not be working graduation. And in fact, when Tony graduated, it was still COVID, and I wasn't working at the school. It wasn't COVID, but it was the aftermath of that. I wasn't working at the school yet, so I actually ran a camera for my son's his graduation.
Well,
but today,
was that the drive-by graduation?
No, it wasn't. This was an actual graduation, but it was in the stadium, which we haven't had in a while.
A nice hit and run that time. Carlin goes head first into second base, has to get up and scramble to third. Beautiful piece of hitting right there. A nice hit and run. You get things going. Uran pokes it through to get his first hit on the season. Brings up Hunter Watson. Guys on the corners. 1 out. 5 already in. You know, one of the things that baseball coaches, managers talk about is you like crooked numbers. This is a nice big crooked number here, and we're still threatening. 10-4, your Golden Bears leading this one on 10 runs on 12 hits. Uran going to go as this one gets away. Play at the plate? No play at the plate. Carlin scores. Uran goes all the way to third.
It's a lot of buttons to push right there for all
There's a
those
lot
things
going
that
on that play.
Absolutely.
A lot going on. The 11th run comes in. Uran goes all the way from first to third on the wild pitch. 4-4-4 for Liberty Center. 11-12-0 for your Golden Bears. The runner on third and only 1 out. Watson takes a pitch for a strike. 0 for 2 on the day for Hunter.
But he plays a mean shortstop. Good to get the freshman involved.
Put the squeeze on. No play. Everybody's going to be safe. Put the squeeze on by Watson. Waiting to see what they score with that one. Fry comes up now with a runner on first. Still only 1 out as Bryan's plated 7 here in the 4th. They give that a bunt single. Goes to 12-13-0 for the Golden Bears. Now 4-4-4 still for Liberty Center. Runners off, pitches high, no throw, stolen base.
I knew that was coming. I saw Coach Walker with the sign over here, and I said, you don't make that many signs for him staying put.
Stadium scoreboard's got 4-4-5. Game Changer's got 4-4-4. So
I'm going to go with all 4s across.
Yep, 4s across and 13 hits for the Golden Bears. The wind, the pitch, check, swing, strike. 1-1.
And that wasn't a called strike that was because he swung at it. It was a called strike because it was right down the middle of the heart of the plate.
Yeah, held up on it on a really good pitch. Fry coming up. He's 2 for 2 on the night. Scored 2 runs. Ball gets away into center field. Going to be a bad pickoff throw. Bryan just taking the 1 base at a time. You know, didn't the coaches show say something that it's not always about beating the other team, it's waiting for them to make mistakes?
Yep,
and Bryan's been really taking advantage of mistakes tonight.
Absolutely, and they've made a few of their own, but they've not made anything that's been terrible. Just those 4 runs last inning, or this inning, top of this inning. Feels like last inning, doesn't it?
This has been a long one, and we got another pass. This is going to be a pass ball, I believe, as a run comes in. Looked like he crossed up the catcher that time. He went high. Catcher was down low, couldn't get up to it. That's an 8 spot for the Golden Bears here in this inning. Umpire thought about it, called it a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody on base, 1 out. 13-4, your Golden Bears. The wind in the pitch. On the mound, right up the middle again. Into center field, base hit. 3 for 3 on the day for Fry.
I'm not entirely sure that didn't ricochet off the pitcher, too.
It may have.
May have glanced him just a little bit, but right up the middle. Now we got a pinch hitter coming in. I believe this is Jamison Longoria. It is. J-Mo Jr. He's pitched for the Golden Bears, and on the season, a 154 to batting average with a 214 on-base percentage. Got 2 hits on the season, an RBI, and a run scored. Walked 1 time, struck out twice. See what J-Mo can do here.
Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And this one gets away. Runner's going to advance to second, at least.
By the way, the Lady Bears also played the Tigers tonight over on Field 5 right behind us, and they won 10-0.
Going to be a long bus trip back for a couple of teams to Liberty tonight.
And, you know, when I made my little run back to the school to grab that cable and came back, I saw the Liberty Center baseball bus had its hood open. So I don't know if they were having trouble there or what happened, but hopefully it's not anything bad.
Another pitch outside. Call that one a strike. Looked a little high from here. But there are times in games like this with scores like this, you're looking at a hitter and going, swing the bat. Swing the bat. It's 13-4, swing the bat. That one comes in low, 3-1.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice stop there by the catcher. He's let a couple go by that have resulted in runs, but that one right there, he did a nice job of stopping. Fitzenrider's not been bad behind the dish.
Not at all.
Had to catch a couple of really wild pitchers.
Lost on ball 4.
Now first and second, 1 out.
And back to the top of the order. Luce coming up, 1 for 3. 2 RBIs on the day. And a double. One of 3 doubles for the Golden Bears this afternoon. Another pitch high.
Fry's going.
And gets into third base. On.
Would you call that defensive indifference?
You know, I would call it defensive indifference. Broadcasting, if I'm a coach, I'm livid.
Yeah.
So now 1st and 3rd. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Ground ball to second, and it eats up the second baseman, and he throws it away. That may be 2 errors on that play. Runners now on 2nd and 3rd. Taylor made double play. They call 1 error. I'm wondering if they give him 2 on the play. An error to let him get to first base. I'm still waiting over here for our game changer, the official score.
Updates here. Going to get a pinch hitter for Mason Welling. It's going to be Brendan Mosier that's going to pinch hit. What do we got? I think we updated here.
They call 1 error on the play, I believe.
Yeah, they got 13 hits for us.
14 hits. 14 and 14 and 4, 4, and 6 for on the official scoring. Mosier up the middle. That's going to score 2 more. Nope, only 1. Coach is going to hold him up at 3rd. Mosier on his 2nd appearance of the year at the plate has now been on base both times that he's been up to bat. He walked and singled.
We're also going to see Cole Batt, who is going to be pinch hitting. Batt was the designated hitter in the first game we covered for the Bears this year.
091 on the season. 1 hit, 4 RBIs, though. A 10-run inning for the Golden Bears, 15-4 right now.
Bat is also, like I said, he's also a senior, and he's kind of been in a utility. Had him in a couple different roles earlier this season.
Ball gets away. Another run scores. Another runner goes to second on another wild pitch. An 11-run inning now for the Golden Bears. The wheels have just fallen off for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th. There's still only 1 out. I'm kind of thankful, partner, because I was beginning to think they were going to fire me from football after a 1-9 season. And, you know, to be able to be out and broadcast a win, let's get things oiled up, getting ready for the fall. One ball, 2 strikes now to bat. 16-4, and somebody heading down to the Liberty Center bullpen again.
It's a single-digit number. That's high.
Ball gets away, almost gets away, high.
That's all I could tell.
Yep, all I only saw was a single digit as well. I wonder if they have any single digits on their roster that are listed. Nope, they don't have any positions listed either.
Nope, they do not. I feel like some of these schools, when it comes to your spring rosters, they're not as thorough as fall and winter rosters. Basketball, we got heights. Football, we got heights and weights. And, you know, the other day I emailed a athletic director in the league who shall remain nameless, and I said, I need your roster. And he said, the coach never gave me a roster. That's the athletic director. So
that's going to be a seeing eye single. Going to hold up the runner at third.
This 15th hit of the game.
Well, and, you know, the problem with that is we had one school this year that had to forfeit a bunch of basketball games in the area because they didn't get the roster in correctly to the OHSAA and created all sorts of chaos.
Looks like the pitcher warming up in the bullpen is number 8, Mason Talent. We got a shot of him there now. It's a wonder when it's not really windy and you can put multiple cameras on the field, you can get a lot of things when you're calling a game.
Big curveball swung on and missed.
We've been a little limited the last few weeks because the winds, you know, when you have 30-mile-an-hour winds, it's hard to stick a camera on a pole.
Hit him.
Hit him. Oh, bases loaded again.
Catcher's just doing catcher's things right there. You can tell me a big breaking curveball inside. I'm just going to let my shoulder take that one.
This will be Gavin Pittman. The senior will come in. Gavin recently signed to play baseball at Southern Virginia University.
Oh.
So he's got 0 batting average, but is it 455 on base percentage?
I think so. That is
it's wild.
Yeah. And that smoke to center field. Going to be a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Going to stay with a 0.00 batting average. Gets his first RBI on the season. 2 outs. 12 runs in for the Golden Bears. Damian Wolf going to come in and bat now for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, Wolf was inactive as the right fielder tonight, and now he's going to bat. I've lost track of the batting order, but he's coming in.
He's going to be batting for Uran. Pittman batted for Carlin. Bat for Dominic. Mosier for Welling.
Okay, there you go. So he's filling in the designated hitter slot.
Yes.
So he's just.
"17 runs, 15 hits for Bryan, 4 runs, 4 hits, and 6 errors for Liberty Center here on your main stops of Northwest Ohio scoreboard." And that's going to be the end of the inning on a strikeout. Finally, the 4th inning comes to a close. 12 runs across the plate for the Golden Bears, 17-4 here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, Bears put up 17 runs so far in this game, 12 runs in the last inning. Wow.
That was just about everything you could ask for from a coach's standpoint. And Gavin Pittman on in relief. The lefty comes in, 9 innings pitched, 3 games. Comes with a 7.78 ERA. No, a .778 ERA. He's only given up 1 earned run.
Yeah. Now, I believe he might just be in to be warming him up, but I believe John Dalrymple's at the catcher position right now. But no, he's just warming up. Dalrymple's our bullpen catcher, our starting JV catcher. I didn't know if maybe they'd pull Bukowski and give him some varsity stuff here. So I believe that if the Bears can get out of this without more than 3 runs, it will be a run rule game here. You know, we've talked about in football we had a lot of freshmen that started this year. And here we've got some underclassmen that are starting. Cam Bukowski started last year as a freshman. You know, as a catcher, he's just progressed really, really well. So by the time he's a senior, you know, will have that. Same thing with Hunter Watson at shortstop. So some of these guys coming in, playing early is going to pay real dividends for later on.
Yeah, and when you think of Hunter Watson, I mean, the number of reps he got in football, you know, as a freshman. First pitch strike. Kreinbrink in to bat. 1 for 2 on the day. So they did give Badenhop 2 errors on that play. He's now got 3 errors on the night. Popped up out of play down the third base line, given chase, but I'm not sure Carl Lewis could have got to that one.
Uh-oh. All right, let's see here. Oh, we reached it.
And that's going to be a reaching strike 3. Strikeout on the play. A Welling Construction strikeout, 3rd generation family-owned general contractor. Specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us, 419-636-3712. 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Pittman.
Ooh.
That was going to be taken a little bit low by Smith. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a walk. Pop straight up. Oh, what a play. Bukowski had no idea what it was until Pittman started talking to him.
And he just reached out and got
He just reached out and bird's nested it. He started looking behind him, and there's enough of a wind now blowing out. It was bringing it back towards play. My guess is with the backspin, it would have gone foul if he didn't hit it, but brings up Orth 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. First pitch was a ball. Second one, same place. Ball 2.
Pittman, last pitch there, 76 miles an hour. 3-0 right there.
Same pitch, same place just about. Trying to take him away. This one's just a little high and outside. 3-0 pitch. Nice curveball that time. Froze him. 3-1. Another swing and a miss. Full count. Pulled the string on that one.
That was a power swing right there.
Payoff pitch. We lost him on 4. A little bit low. Runner on first now with 2 outs. Murdoch, who is the starting pitcher, looks like he's going to stay in. Got to hit his last time up.
Oh. Had that ball not been a little low, they might have got him there.
Yep.
He was sleeping.
And the tag didn't come down. That was a pitch right there. No balls, 1 strike, runner on first. The kick and the delivery, a little bit high again. The wind in the pitch. Nice block that time by Carter Luce. Bukowski throwing behind the runner, skipped it into the first baseman. Luce got down and blocked that one nicely.
caught that like a catcher.
Yeah, he did. Another nice attempt at a scoop. Ball rolled away down the right field line. Nobody hurt. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Bryan leading this one 17-4. Big swing and a miss there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that's a big swing and a miss, strike 3. Another Welling Construction strikeout to end this one. 3rd generation, family-owned general contractor, specializing and priding themselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contacts 419-636-3712. Winning pitcher on the night will be Cade Carlin, as this one's over, run ruled after 4.5, 17-4 Golden Bear win.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I mean, when you look at that 4th inning, I got a little bit concerned when Liberty Center put 4 up to make it a 5-4 ball game, and then Bryan just hit after hit, walk, error in that bottom of the 4th, plated 12 runs, and put this one away early. 17 runs, 15 hits, and no errors for the Golden Bears. We talked about errors costing us games. No errors tonight. And when you look at the errors by Liberty Center, that was 6 on the night. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll look at stats, individual and team stats, break things down right after this word from our sponsors.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Welcome back here to Sumpter Field, where your Golden Bears dominated this game 17-4. Let's take a look at your stats for the Golden Bears. Carter Luce led things off, 1 for 4 on the day, scored 3 runs, 2 RBIs. Mason Welling, 1 for 1 with an RBI on the day. Carter Dominic, 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored on the day. Cam Bukowski, 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and an RBI. Cade Carlin, 2 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs. Jacob Uran gets his first hit of the year. He goes 1 for 3, scores a run. Hunter Watson, 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI. Elijah Fry, what a game. 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored for Elijah.
From the senior.
Yep, and Hunter Mufeld, 1 for 1 on the day with a run scored. Our pinch hitters on the day did well as well. Mosier, 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. Bat, 1 for 1. Pittman, 0 for 1, but gets an RBI. No, that should have been 0 for 0. That should have been an RBI on a sacrifice fly. Wolf went 0 for 1. Longoria went 0 for 0 on a walk and scored a run. Doubles, Carlin, Luce, and Fry. A triple by Dominic. I'm glad they gave him the triple.
Yes, they should have.
Bukowski was hit by a pitch on the mound. Cade Carlin, 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all 4 of them earned, gives up his four first earned runs of the season. He walked 4, struck out 3. Pittman came in, 1 inning pitched, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Carlin, 73 pitches, 40 strikes. Pittman, 17 pitches, 9 strikes. Carlin faced 20. Pittman faced 4.
There you have it.
Totals for the Golden Bears, 16 hits on 28 at-bats with 12 RBIs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. For Liberty Center, 4 hits on 17 at-bats. Only 17 guys come to the plate.
That's amazing.
In this one, 3 RBIs for them, but they did walk 5 times and had 5 strikeouts. Didn't get the stats. We didn't get the second pitcher into the game, so the overall pitching stats for Liberty Center: 4 innings pitched, 16 hits, 17 runs, 9 of them earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Keep up with all your Bryan sports action by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Get notified when we go on the air for each game. Head to youtube.com/Bryan Sports, hit the subscribe button, click the little bell, and you'll get notified of all the upcoming events here at the Bryan High School. Let's take another break, and we'll come right back, wrap things up, get some words to our sponsors, look at what's coming up, and get us out of here tonight from Sumpter Field. Again, Bryan 17, Liberty Center 4 on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, our game today being brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. Golden Bears win in 5 by a score of 17-4 for Liberty Center. 4 runs on 4 hits, 6 errors for the Golden Bears, 17 runs, 15 hits, 0 errors. So let's take a look at where these teams are at coming up with what they got going on. So the next 5, let's look at Liberty's next 5. They're going to do a versus Montpelier. They're going to play a doubleheader with Wayne Trace, Patrick Henry, and then at Archbold. So the weird thing about it is looking at their schedule, I did not see them playing Evergreen.
I didn't
on the
see it
league
either.
schedule.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's up with that. Bears are going to play Ayersville tomorrow. They're going to be Coldwater on Saturday, Swanton on Monday, at Evergreen on Thursday, and then Hicksville on Friday. So they're going to be gone for a while.
So yeah, little bit of road trip going on. This would be like a West Coast trip if this was a major league team.
Absolutely. And then our next game is going to be on Friday, May 2nd, as the Bryan softball team hosts Montpelier.
And I'll be tuning in on that one as I'm driving down the road headed to Florida for vacation, partner. So
there you go.
I'll drink a margarita in your honor when I'm down there.
Please do.
So a special thanks to our crew here tonight, Director Eric Herman, cameras Chris Allspaw, Owen Sines, and Miles Northrup. From the Bryan Athletic Department, the always efficient Nathan Keel and Teresa Kuzmal, Golden Bear Photography, Matt Neff and Stephanie Ponzak. At WQCT, Krista Bruner, and our executive producer, my partner here today, Chris Malenga. I'm Dave Brobston. You'll see me again or hear me again come fall when the Golden Bears kick off football with my partner, Chris Malenga. This has been Bryan Baseball on the Golden Bears Sports Network. This broadcast has been produced by the Bryan Golden Bears Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game, without the express written consent of the Bryan City School District is prohibited. One final time for all of us here at the GBSN. I'm Dave Brobston. Your final score, 17-4, Golden Bears. Have a good and safe night, everybody. See ya on Friday.